Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Young and restless mega shocker. Jordan's accomplice may be the last person you'd ever expect. And we don't mean Claire. It's becoming clearer by the day that young and restless Jordan isn't working alone, and the truth about who is helping her might put the Newmans in grave danger and blow all of our minds. Soap villains are known for being resourceful, but there's just no way Jordan could pull off all that she has without a huge helping hand. And if our hunch turns out to be correct, no one will see this one coming. At first we, along with others, most notably Summer, questioned if Claire is Jordan's accomplice. But as Kyle pointed out, it just doesn't add up that the young woman who was so happy to be free and to finally have a family would want to get entangled with her, the psychopaths plotting again. Claire can't be ruled out entirely, but it's looking more and more unlikely. After all, we've seen Jordan in the motel room with Harrison, and there was no sign of Claire standing by her side. More importantly, if Claire had been in on it, the madwoman wouldn't have had to chloroform her when she snuck into the Abbott mansion. The demands also don't include safe passage for Claire, which is another telltale sign that she's innocent. There are no other Genoa City residents we can think of that would go this far to get back at the Newmans, but there is someone on the canvas that no one would ever imagine would be involved, that actually could be acting as Jordan's accomplice. Get ready, because if correct, it would be a huge and ugly twist. What if the person who is helping crazy Aunt Jordan, and has been her accomplice all along, is none other than her nephew Cole? It seems like a big stretch, we realize, but hear us out. Cole showed up at the lake house after purportedly getting a text from Nikki saying that Victoria needed him, but we never actually saw that text, so the story could have been part of the scheme. Yes, he was poisoned along with the others, but that also could have been for show, and to make the Newmans believe wholeheartedly that he was in the dark. He'd have played his role knowing that Jordan wouldn't have let him die. Cole was also the guy who volunteered to go back to the lake house, get a DNA sample, and run the test on Claire to prove she was really his and Victoria's daughter. What if it was all a ruse? That would throw Claire's actual identity into question, which is just one of the ugly sides to this possible twist. But you might be thinking, wouldn't Claire know that he was involved? If she really flipped to the Newman side, she'd have warned them by now, right? Jordan's nothing if not clever, and she may have foreseen the possibility that Claire might end up on Team Newman, and so purposely left her in the dark about Cole. The writers constantly have Victoria assuring Cole that he's not like his mother and aunt, which could be one of those weird soap opera signals that he is, in fact, as crazy as the other Howards. Speaking of Victoria, he's been kissing her, so if he is involved and the romance is just a ploy to keep her from suspecting and distracted, well, that's yet another very upsetting angle to this theory. All throughout Jordan's reign of terror, viewers have been questioning how she's able to pull off what she has. How is she getting her hands on one disguise after another? How on earth is she, on the run from prison and a hospital, financing things like gas cans, drinks in seedy bars, motel rooms, and bribing the delivery truck driver? Unless she's hooked up with another past villain who hates the Newmans, such as Ian Ward, we have to consider that Cole may be our culprit. If you've been paying attention, you'll notice that Cole does seem to disappear and reappear at key moments. He's also exceedingly calm considering his so-called daughter is in peril. We're not the only ones who are pondering this theory. Young and restless fans have questions as well. As we said earlier, it's a stretch to think that mild-mannered Cole could be involved in Jordan's heinous plots and schemes. But given Young and Restless is a soap, one can never be certain as to what twists might be coming. She can't be doing this all alone, can she? Even Victor Newman believes she has an accomplice, and he's never wrong, right? In the picturesque town of Crestwood, where gossip travels faster than the speed of light and scandal lurks around every corner, there was no shortage of drama, but even the most seasoned residents were unprepared for the bombshell that was about to explode in their midst. It all started innocently enough on a balmy summer evening, the sun casting a golden glow over the quaint streets lined with charming Victorian houses. Jordan Montgomery, the town's golden boy, was the epitome of success. With his chiseled jawline, piercing blue eyes, and effortless charm, he was the envy of every man and the desire of every woman. From his thriving business ventures to his philanthropic efforts, Jordan seemed to have it all. but beneath the polished exterior lurked a dark secret that threatened to unravel everything he held dear. It was at the annual charity gala, a lavish affair attended by the town's elite, that the first whispers of scandal began to circulate. Jordan was seen exchanging heated words with his longtime business partner, Ethan Reynolds, in a secluded corner of the ballroom. Eyewitnesses claimed they saw Jordan's usually composed demeanor falter, his hands clenched into fists as he glared at Ethan with undisguised fury. Rumors spread like wildfire, fueled by speculation and innuendo. What could have possibly driven a wedge between two men who had been inseparable since childhood? Some whispered of betrayal and deceit, while others speculated about hidden agendas and ulterior motives. But the truth was far more shocking than anyone could have imagined. As the days turned into weeks and the gossip reached fever pitch, Jordan found himself at the center of a media frenzy. Reporters hounded him day and night, desperate for answers to the burning questions that consumed the town. But Jordan remained tight-lipped, his stoic facade giving away nothing of the turmoil raging within. Meanwhile, tensions continued to simmer between Jordan and Ethan, their once solid partnership crumbling under the weight of suspicion and mistrust. Jordan threw himself into his work, determined to prove his innocence and salvage what was left of his reputation, but try as he might, he couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching him, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. It wasn't long before Jordan's worst fears were realized. Late one night, as he made his way home from the office, he was ambushed by a masked figure wielding a knife. Jordan fought back with all the strength he could muster, his heart pounding in his chest as adrenaline surged through his veins. But his attacker was relentless, driven by a rage that seemed to know no bounds. Just when it seemed that all hope was lost, a figure emerged from the darkness, delivering a swift and decisive blow that sent the assailant sprawling to the ground. Jordan blinked in disbelief as he recognized his savior, Claire Donovan, the quiet bookstore owner who had always seemed to fade into the background. As Claire helped Jordan to his feet, he couldn't help but marvel at the steely determination in her eyes. There was a fierceness there that he had never seen before, a strength that belied her unassuming appearance. But before he could voice his gratitude, Claire disappeared into the night, leaving Jordan to ponder the events that had just unfolded. In the days that followed, Jordan couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to Claire than met the eye. He couldn't help but wonder what had driven her to risk her own life to save his, and why she had chosen to remain silent about her involvement. But try as he might, he couldn't find the answers he sought, no matter how hard he searched. Meanwhile, Ethan grew increasingly suspicious of Jordan's newfound ally, his resentment simmering beneath the surface. He couldn't understand why Claire would choose to align herself with a man who had betrayed him, a man who had once been like a brother to him. But as Ethan delved deeper into Claire's past, he uncovered a web of secrets and lies that threatened to destroy everything he held dear. As the truth slowly began to emerge, Jordan found himself torn between loyalty and betrayal, his world spiraling out of control. He had always prided himself on his ability to see the good in people, to trust in the inherent decency of humanity. But now, as he stared into the abyss of his own betrayal, he couldn't help but wonder if he had been wrong all along. In the end, it was Claire who held the key to unlocking the mystery that had engulfed the town. As she revealed the shocking truth behind her involvement, Jordan's world was turned upside down once more. For Claire was not just a simple bookstore owner, but a master manipulator with her own agenda, a woman driven by a thirst for vengeance that knew no bounds.